guys just learn about yourselves from going from last year where your first road trip was NC State? Obviously, it didn't go the way you guys wanted to, but now heading into your first road trip of the season.
Just preparation that takes into that. So coming into this practice, listening to detail, watching detail, and just going through it with an open mind of, it's a new team that we have, a new team that North Carolina has. So, but just sticking to our game, playing our game.
Have you felt like you've taken on a bigger leadership role this year, and what does that look like for you? I mean, yeah, obviously you have Paige who's kind of controlling things, but
I feel like, my leadership definitely has grown, especially when I'm out on the court without Paige. Just my voice and everything, they're looking at me. And I'm the point guard, the person with the ball, running the plays and everything like that. And just, having energy, creating energy for that team, that squad that's out there. So I definitely say it has grown a lot, and I've definitely grown into kind of just that role and using my voice more and just knowing how to talk to them or what plays to call and different things like that will help during the game. So.
KK, among the freshmen, what has Morgan brought to the team, the chemistry here?
Definitely energy, and like I said, she's a happy, full ball of joy. So she's out there. We know she's gonna have our back defensive wise as well, knocking in clutch shots for us and just creating her own shots, pull ups, and everything. You guys seen that a little bit last game. So just as the time goes on, she'll get more and more even comfortable. So.
You're in your second year here, and until all the players come back, you're one of the most experienced players on this team. Kind of run me through what that's like. You're telling, you think as a sophomore you're still learning what to do, but you have to tell everyone else what's going on with UConn.
Like you said, it's kind of crazy in a sense, me being the most experienced, me, Ash, and Ice, and all those people. But I kind of like it. Just it pushes me in a different role and makes me uncomfortable, which I need to be this year, and just different things that I needed to improve on last year needs to come out this year a little bit. And just that takes one game at a time in each and every practice and the work that I put in.
I mean, you didn't have a hard time showing your personality last year when you were getting comfortable. So now that you are comfortable, I mean, are you in full menace mode already?
A little bit. Y'all see more each and every game. But like you said, I'm already comfortable, goofy inside, so it's just how I bring it on the court.
Does your approach change as you play a team like University of North Carolina?
Same approach, same mentality I have. We have different agendas for each and every team that we play because each team is different. So just that's like the mindset going in. What kind of team we're playing, shooting team, or different things like that you need to think about more. But it's the same kind of approach. Just go out there and play my game. Go out there and see how can I create my teammates an open shot and things like that. So.
do you say you feel like being a young leader makes you uncomfortable, and that's good for you? Why is it good to be uncomfortable?
Because it's easier to get out my shell, because I could just stay in the back, like you said, and just watch Paige to be a leader and just watch her talk. But I can't have that for much longer. She's not going to be here for much longer. It's her last year. So just kind of forcing myself to talk and go outside my comfort zone is the conversation that I've had with her, asking her how does she lead and different things like that. That will help me for these next 3 years. And so.
What is it about her leadership that you want to take into how you are as a leader?
She leads by example. So everything that she does on the court is by example. Her intensity, her level is unmatched, and the things that she does outside of the court, recovery and things like that we all watch, that we all endure. She's there. So just different things like that, little things like that will help me in the long way when she leaves. How to carry myself and how people look up to her, how I look up to her, and how I should carry myself with people. So.
Coach can tie for the most wins ever in college basketball history. What is it that makes him a good coach?
He's a tough love type of coach, which I love about him. He has his time where he's goofy, making jokes about us and everything, but when it's time to get in the grit, he's really in your stuff. Like he hits the spots that you need to hit, that he needs to hit in order for to bring that part that he wants to bring out of us, especially me at times. So he brings out that intensity level that I need to have most of the time. So.
Are you guys aware of that record, or is this something that you're not really talking about?
We are. He doesn't like to talk about it, but we definitely will bring it up. So.
Do you guys force him to celebrate himself in those moments? I know he's talked about
not
being
course.
interested.
He tries to brush it off, but we always make it a big deal for him. So.
What about the dynamic of him and CD? They've been through this together, and they're about to make history. How much does it help to have the two of them balancing off each other?
It's great, honestly, and I think CD keeps him level-headed in some situations, which I mean we've seen all through the years. You guys watch UConn, so it's just that, but also just having her on the bench as well, just keeping us all level-headed, having conversations with her on the bench, and then just having Coach be like a kind of yelling person, but she kind of calms everything down. So like you said, dynamic duo out there. So.
When you go home, people ask you, how do you play for that guy? Do you get a lot of those type questions?
They do, but I'm like, how could you not? I mean, great loving guy. So.
Does he seem like he's 70 years old? Because he still seems like he's got plenty of energy in it.
No, he does not. He's still young. He still has that voice. He still carries himself like he's a young guy. I mean, that's great to have, honestly, a coach with that much energy. And at the age of his, I don't even think about age sometimes. I'm like, dang, he's still going at it. So.
It seems like when you guys come out of the game, CD's the one that talks to you and not the other three assistants. The other three assistants seem to be more focused on the in-game stuff, and CD's trying to maybe correct when you guys get off the court.
Yeah, definitely. It just when it gets to a time that we need to get off the court, CD is always like the person to look at. But of course, our other assistant coach, our guard coach, Coach Morgan, Coach Tanya, Coach Ben, and all those guys, they're still there, especially when we get in the locker room having conversations with us. So.
You don't have to spoil the surprise, but do you guys have something planned for him, whether if he ties it or if he breaks it?
What'd you say?
Do you have something planned for Gino, whether if he ties it or breaks the record? You don't have to spoil the surprise.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but we definitely have something.
Okay.
So when you're in Gamble and the game's getting ready to start, you look up, you see number 3, you see 23, you see all the great players' numbers up there. Do you ever take time to reflect on the players that came before you and how they've kind of set the standard for you guys are trying to reach?
You definitely do, and it's like you said, it's kind of cool just to look up there and see all the history that this program has and all the players, great players that have went through the program. Kind of just motivates you to be like them in a way and just carry yourself like they carried themselves when they were here. So just leave that legacy out, how hard they played. So.
When you were a freshman and you're talking about that, how hard was it to look up in the wall? You walk in and then you see all those names in your practice facility.
I was still starstruck at some point. I was like walking in practice, I'm like, dang, all those people that played here. Just like things like that, a little starstruck moment, like I said, but like I said before, it just motivates me. And it's like, I'm in their shoes now as a freshman, and now as a sophomore, I'm kind of going through their, like going through their path like they did. So.
Heading out on the road, do you look at it as a business trip that you're there to go and win and get out? Is that how you look at it?
Of course, a business trip and also like a opportunity for team bonding as well. It's our first travel together, so how we all bond off the court. We have study hall, of course, and different things like that that we stay together for. But of course, it's always a business trip going out, get the win, and a little celebration after. But
You started as a freshman, and Sarah's doing the same thing. But what are your impressions of how she's handling all things being thrown at her?
Oh, she's doing great. She doesn't show much personality, but we'll get that out of her sooner or later. But she's doing great, and she's handling it very well, and she asks questions. She's very little to detail. If she has a question, she will ask it. But, she's playing great out there, and we have her back, 9 times out of 10 throughout there. So she's a dog, too. She's crazy to play with. It's crazy to see her out there. So.
Do you remember your first impression of Gino?
First impression? I was scared. Not gonna lie. I was like, all right, I don't know what to expect, especially on my unofficial. I was like, all right, you see him on TV and everything yelling. And then in person, he gave me a big hug. I was like, okay, not as bad. And then first practice here, he started yelling. I was like, there he is. There you go.
Do you feel like your relationship has evolved from last year to this year now with, a year of working with him?
Oh, it definitely has. And, I try to keep a balance with him as well, being goofy and wanting to be serious with him. So, but it definitely has grown, and it'll keep growing, like you said, each and every game, kind of just asking him questions, how to pick his brain about, like, different things, how to involve my game. So.
So what helps you get over that fear when you're coming here and you're afraid of him, and then you say, but that's okay, I still want to come here?
I don't know. It's just seeing him on TV, like yelling and stuff, it just kind of like intimidates you in a way, but in person, I mean, I'm going to be me no matter what. So just going up to him, being goofy, I was like, all right, whatever. He's going to take it or not, but.
What's the best piece of advice that Gino has given you to help you adjust to your new role in year 2 for you?
Like you said, it's going to be uncomfortable, but embrace it. Embrace everything that comes at me this year. And like I said, it takes one game at a time. So learn each and every time that I step on the court, what can I do better, what needs to improve, and how can I help my teammates be a better version of themselves, and how can I help myself.
Do you appreciate that he lets you be you? He doesn't mold you into what you're not. He lets players be who they are.
Of course. I'm pretty sure he knew that too. Me coming in, he couldn't control my ball of energy anyway. So him embracing those kind of big things. So.
How are you adapting to your new role coming off the bench?
I'm adapting very well. It's just, I look at it as, when I step on the court, I bring in the most energy, make sure that, I pick up where, the starting five left off and kind of go from there and be my own leader out there while I'm out there with whoever's out there. So.
Knowing how close he is to that record, do you guys feel like the players feel a little bit of pressure to make sure Friday goes according to plan?
I wouldn't say that. We go out there and play our same game, and, the results are the results, but, of course, the end result is always a win, so that's bottom of our mind and just kind of going in our agenda, what's our plan going in against North Carolina. So.
You guys have gone 10 deep in both of your first 2 games. Just how different does it feel for you to have subs coming in and be rotating as much as you guys have early on?
It definitely feels different because, last year just had a little 6 deep, but now he's like pulling. I was like, woo, a break, but things like that. But it definitely feels good though.